Hi, welcome to today's live stream live stream. I'm really excited to be here. I love talking about this stuff. So I'm very excited that if you're joining me today, we're going to talk about something that I think is really going to be valuable for salon owners moving forward. So let me know in the comments if you're live today or if you're in replay. So if you're live, put live. If it's a replay, put replay. Put your name and where you're from. It would be really great to see who's here. So hello. Also, make sure you like my page, Caroline Cooper, so that you get notifications when I go live again in the future. So, well, we're finally down to level 3. I feel really confident that New Zealand's going to keep moving in the right direction from here. But as this country slowly comes back to normal, it can be frustrating and unnerving at times for salon owners as we have to wait a little longer for our turn to get going. So if you're feeling anxious as a salon owner, or even as a stylist for that matter, you're totally not alone. I totally feel you. It is very, it's just feeling kind of out there, just, when's this all going to happen? When am I going to touch my feet onto the ground and start running? So I've had salon owners reaching out to me on almost a daily basis lately, wanting to get answers to questions about what things will be like post-COVID, what the post-COVID lockdown, what they can do to help get their salon on the right track and get themselves moving in a new way. They feel things have changed. They can feel that in the air and the energy. Things are not the way they were. So they're sort of like looking for some direction on why that is and what steps they can take to make that really actionable to change. So I'm running 4 Facebook Lives over this week to address some of these concerns I see popping up again and again and again, to hopefully give you as a salon owner or as a stylist some advice and more clarity around what actions you can take to negotiate your way through these uncertain times and get yourself profitable and making money as quickly as possible. So the videos we'll cover yesterday, we looked at understanding the post-COVID economy and looking at ways to sort of try and keep the anxiety down to a minimum and to see whether how we can predict whether hair and beauty will get through this okay. If you've missed that, it is still available on my page, so just jump on later and have a watch of that. There's also a copy on YouTube if you prefer. I'll put the link in the comments below when I've uploaded this later. Today, we're going to talk about creating a new kind of dialogue with your clients, how communication between salons and their client is changing, and how communication is the new love language for clients. Tomorrow, we're going to dive into personal accountability for everyone and around how and why you should expect more accountability from your staff and ways to get it and measure it. So that will be exciting for tomorrow. And on Thursday, we're going to finish off with how to sell with heart. It's about creating an authentic response to the COVID crisis, but getting paid for it. So that's the agenda that we have over the next 4 days, or over the next 3 days now. But if you've missed anything, I'm going to keep it up on my page so you can jump back and have a look at any time. So also after this Facebook session on my page, I'm going to jump into my little Facebook group. It's called the Profitable Salon Creators Network. It's a little group of like-minded salon owners who want to take the journey to becoming profitable salon creators themselves. I'm going to answer a few questions that have been coming up again and again in a lot more detail to provide more specificity around things that are really bothering owners at the moment around communication. So I would love it if you would join us over there. There is a link to that on my page, so make sure that you check it out. And also to let you know that in the description on Thursday's Facebook Live session, there will be a link to a resource, a downloadable summary of everything that we're going through over these 4 days. It's really for your benefit just to be able to really summarize everything we've talked about And in those moments where you're feeling, oh my gosh, what now? I feel crippled with panic, you can just pull it up on your phone, have a look for it and go, okay, here's what's happening. Here's an actionable step I can take, because just by doing that small thing can sometimes unravel that anxiety and get you moving and being the leader in your salon that your salon needs. So let's jump right in. So communication is now going to be the new love language for your clients. But it's important that we look at why we communicate with each other. So communication happens for a number of reasons. And this might be really obvious to you, but I'm just covering it over just to bring some clarity to it. So communication happens firstly to communicate information and ideas to each other. We use it for engagement, and that's about checking in, finding out about each other, and really the reason we do that is about building relationships that are reciprocal and that go two ways and that feel meaningful and have value. And the third reason is to get our wants and needs met. So in the past, as long as we've been communicating with our clients and our team, we've been doing okay. That's the reality. In the past few years, there has been an increasingly apparent, I suppose, a trend that those who've been able to develop a real authenticity around their message in their social media, but certainly in their service delivery, who've been doing slightly better than the rest of us. But being able to do this yet was not a complete game changer for these salon owners who could, be able to dip into that, who just where it came naturally for them, being able to authentically deliver a message about themselves. But COVID has completely reordered this emerging trends, and it's very quickly becoming apparent that the rise of authentic, value-led communication as a powerful social currency that engages people, grows loyalty, and drives the focus where the money flows is happening post-COVID. It is really fundamental to the zeitgeist of this area moving forward. People want information. So why has this happened? It's happened for a number of reasons, and when we look into it, it's things like isolation. It has us feeling more alone, and we're more aware of the real gaps in our relationship, where the physical space can no longer fill that. So we're looking for more authentic engagement. We're having to make more effort to reach out to people. And this means that when we do reach out to the people, when we do engage with them, we need a higher social return for the effort we're putting in, because it feels harder to make that effort. So we're wanting to make sure that when we do engage, we are getting something, those touch points, those emotional touch points are coming back to us in a bigger value amount. We've also had plenty of time to take a personal deep dive into discovering our authentic self and what truly inspires us and engages us. And people are now wanting more of that. They're wanting to connect more with their tribe. They're wanting to feel a higher level of engagement with people who are like them and who help resonate and develop their sense of identity. And there is a real uncertainty of people around the value of information and real mistrust around the value of information being delivered. We don't seem to have that problem so much in New Zealand, but as a general mood, as a global mood, there is this feeling that, we're vulnerable to the information that we're getting because there's a lot of agenda behind it, and often an agenda that's not always apparent to us, but we can feel it. We totally can feel that this is happening. So people are now looking for trustworthy information from trustworthy sources and people that they believe are delivering them information for authentic reasons. So this leads to the emergence of the authentic value-led communication. It is something that has always happened. Some people are really able to do this naturally and authentically, and it really fits well with their personality. And other people are naturally more reserved and find this style of communicating a little more jarring. But there's no right or wrong. It's just how the markets are emerging and consumer trends are developing at the moment. So if you have a friend who's really good at this kind of thing, have a look at what they do. Have a look at how they communicate and what they do to engage with people, because they're going to be great teachers for you. You know, they just do this stuff naturally. And if you do find it harder, take heart that it is something that you can develop. And like any part of our personality, if we work on something we find harder, it adds more balance to us as people. So it's always a good thing in the end. So I want to talk about what is authentic-led communication. So authentic-led communication is authentic. It is genuine. It's not about trying to push an agenda. It's really wanting to communicate because you want to engage with people. It has to reflect your values. So you can't be communicating a message or in a way that doesn't actually resonate with what you truly believe. And a perfect example for this in the salon is if you talk about health and safety and COVID preparation and preparedness, but when the client comes into the salon, there's nothing changed, that doesn't feel authentic communication because it's not reflecting how you truly feel about the severity of the pandemic. So it is about owning those values that you have and those beliefs and being able to challenge the market and just go out there and be yourself. It is also about being respectful. It is about understanding that other people can hold opinions and give them space to hold those opinions, and to be mindful that that everything that you are offered is to some degree an opinion, and an interpretation of a fact is an opinion, and to take it with reverence and respect that someone's sharing, that someone's giving you something of value, and then deciding gracefully whether you take it on board or not, and not and being respectful of that person's opinion and giving them the space to hold that. It is really important about being empathetic. You need to be able to show empathy. You need to be able to connect and, put yourself out there. It's just, that is a phrase that we totally get. It is just being able to say, are you okay? And I'll give you a little example of this is if, for example, someone comes in and has booked in for a big colour and a cut service, and then they suddenly say, look, you know what, I just want to cut. I just want to get a cut and go. If you react badly, if you react without empathy to that, it's all about you. Well, what about me? I booked all this time out and now you're not going to do it. And even if you don't say those words to the client, your energy reflects this. And you get upset at them and you are annoyed because you had 3 hours booked out and now it is going to be sitting idle. And there's also the financial side of it. You were hoping to have a decent size sale and now it's really diminished and you're feeling angry. So that is a response that lacks empathy. To flip it on its head and show a response that demonstrates empathy is when a client comes in, they're really in a bad mood and they're frustrated and they say, look, I just want to cut and just want to go. You turn around and say, is everything okay? Is there anything you want to talk about? And that, you say, I can see that you're feeling you seem upset, you seem frustrated, and is there anything that I can help you with today? And that is a completely different response. That's a response to showing that you recognize their behavior. You might agree with or disagree with it. It doesn't matter. But you're recognizing that behavior and saying, hey, something's not right. Are you okay? And it's checking in with people. So it's about having that ability to connect in an empathetic way that drives that authenticity of what you're doing. And it really means about being professional. And it's about recognizing that and I think COVID's really brought this to people's attention. When people go into your salon, they're not just your mates. They're not just people turning up and having a good time. They're actually your clients. And that means that you have a duty of care to them. And COVID has really highlighted this to us as salon owners and as stylists. And with that duty of care comes a level of professionalism. It comes around increased standards in in procedures, in policies, in maintaining practices that resonate and give the clients a feeling that they are being taken care of, that they can take a weight off because you've got them. So the key message I want to give you is that if you want to know, are you communicating in an authentic, value-led way? Ask yourself, is it moving people? Are people wanting to come towards you and engage with you? So why is this important? It's important because it comes down to speaking to people at a personal, at a human level that allows them to trust you, to trust your brand, your salon, and your advice. And this is going to be the cornerstone in being what we will cover in tomorrow's Facebook Live when we talk about personal accountability there, about maintaining that and developing that professionalism. And on Thursday, when we go into being able to sell from a heart-centered position. And this all connects to that. So the ability to really create authentic communication with your clients is really going to be what holds you instead over this rocky period. So how do we do this? And this is the $1 million question. Everyone wants to know, look at the internet on how to market in a heart-aligned way or how to sell in a heart-aligned way. And everyone has an answer. I mean, I wish I had all the answers. It would make my life so much easier too. But the reality is it's very difficult and something that you have to work on to achieve. But let me give you some guidance on where you could perhaps start anyway. So online, we need to be communicating more and telling less. So this means, when you have your before and after photos, in the past, they have been, I'm telling you about the work I can do. In the future, we have to look at how to connect those images to the people that we want to see them, that we want to engage with them, and find out, communicate with them around what they're feeling about seeing those images and whether they want it and how they can get those results. What sort of things have gone into achieving it. So we have to provide, it's almost like we have to do better quality and less of, rather than heavily saturate something in a way that is very, very superficial. Messages should be opening the space for engagement and relationship building. This is the messages that you're delivering your clients, especially online, need to be creating that space. It's now this is easier said than done. So be gentle on yourself if this takes some time to get right. I mean, it is something that every business owner works on. It is a constantly moving target. But I think the key message I can give you is keep trying to be authentic, keep trying to really offer something of value to your clients without asking for anything back other than their time. And that's a good place to start. So we need to check in more as well. And salon owners are in a really great position to be able to do this because we have fantastic databases that are at our fingertips, and they're now so interactive that you can send out email campaigns and text campaigns, just checking in with your clients and seeing how they are and talking to them even when they're not there. And this is going to become more and more important in developing that relationship with your clients. So moving on to real life, we all, as hairdressers, we tend to communicate, be quite good communicators naturally, especially on a one-to-one basis. We often find really good ways to connect with our tribe to do this. But it is about bringing the whole team along to ensure that the focus is meaningful. There's meaningful communication across the whole salon and the whole salon brand. So this is where the challenge is going to lie for you as an owner. It is engaging the team and making sure that they are on board with your, your heart-aligned message that you are delivering as a salon owner to your clients, and that it's spilling out to the whole of the salon's clients. Now, training will be really key. Will be a really key tool here to help you utilize this and make this happen. So this will be something that we'll have to develop some training around, is because it's a hard thing to understand and it's even harder thing to teach. But it will be something that, getting your team together and having conversations about it will be a great place to start. And you really want to lock down your salon service delivery and make sure that you unpick it and evaluate every aspect of your client consultation. This will become your key communication point that drives the creation of your salon's performance and productivity in the future. So this is the point, the little here at the point of consultation is your make or break in terms of your profitability moving forward. And my recommendation is that if you're only going to make one change in your salon around communication, start with your consultation. Make sure it reflects your salon values. Make sure it gives you opportunities to show empathy, demonstrates respectful and professional engagement, and it showcases your intention to deliver the most powerful hairdressing outcomes for your clients. Because at the end of the day, whatever you say, your intention always shines through and it will make or break trust. So get really clear around that and embed that into your consultation and train your staff around how to deliver that. So wow, that was full on. That was a lot to talk about. So tomorrow we're going to dive into personal accountability for everyone, why you should expect more from your staff. Thursday we're going to have a look at selling with heart and creating authentic response to COVID and getting paid for it. And if you've missed yesterday's live session, it's still on my page, but I'll also put a link in the comments to a version on YouTube if you want to prefer to watch it over there. And don't forget to like my page so that you get notifications when I come live tomorrow and Thursday. So in a little bit, I'm just going to jump over to my Profitable Salon Creators Network Facebook group where I'm going to just go dive in and talk on some specific questions clients have asked me. And I've heard from hairdressers around this whole communication aspect and some really about solving some problems that have arisen over this period around lack of communication. So we're going to look at that and there's a link on my page if you'd like to join us. I really thank you for your time today. It has been so great. I love talking about this stuff and having an opportunity to share it really means a lot to me. So I thank you and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye.